So why did the ancient Greek refuse to fight at the Acropolis? Because he didn't want to take it for granted. Now, if you'll pardon the pun, let's dive into the ancient world of the Acropolis. This imposing structure, perched atop a rocky outcrop, has been standing tall for over 2,500 years. Talk about a senior citizen. The Acropolis, you see, is like the granddad of architecture, showcasing the ingenuity of our ancestors. And you thought building a treehouse was tough. These ancient Greeks didn't have cranes or power tools. No, they relied on good old-fashioned muscle power and a few simple machines. Bet they wish they had a DIY YouTube tutorial back then. And the result? A breathtaking monument that has withstood the test of time, wars, and even earthquakes. So remember, next time you're struggling to assemble IKEA furniture, the ancient Greeks built the Acropolis with nothing but stones and sweat. Did you ever hear about the mathematician who visited the Acropolis? He couldn't stop raving about the Parthenon's perfect proportions until his wife reminded him that they were on vacation, not at a geometry conference. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the architectural genius of the Parthenon. Its design is so intricate we might think it's showing off, especially when compared to some of today's architectural, let's call them quirks. Yes, that leaning tower in your hometown that was supposed to be straight? That's a quirk. The Parthenon was built with a precision that makes a Swiss watchmaker look sloppy. And all this was achieved without calculators or digital tools. Rather, it was the product of Greeks, armed with nothing more than a deep understanding of geometry and a passion for perfection. And let's not forget our own struggles with basic arithmetic, shall we? Counting the number of times you've misplaced your keys this week might give you a newfound respect for those ancient Greek architects. So, next time you're confused by your child's math homework, just remember, the ancient Greeks used similar concepts to build the Parthenon. Ever heard the one about the British guy who stole some sculptures from the Parthenon and then sold them to his own country? Sounds like a plot of a heist movie, doesn't it? But it's a true story. Enter the man of the hour, Lord Elgin, who was the British ambassador to the Ottoman Empire at the start of the 19th century. Now, Elgin was a fan of ancient Greek art, but he took his fandom to a whole new level. Most fans might buy a poster, maybe even a replica statue, but not our Elgin. No, he went and removed half of the sculptures from the Parthenon itself. Picture this, there's Elgin standing in the midst of the Parthenon, chisel in hand, casually hacking away at sculptures older than his great-great-great-grandfather. It's like walking into the Louvre and saying, that Mona Lisa would look great in my bathroom. But hey, to each their own, right? So, Elgin hauls these sculptures back to Britain, where he promptly sells them to the British government, and that's how the Elgin marbles, as they're now known, ended up in the British Museum. Meanwhile, the Greeks were left with the ancient equivalent of a half-eaten sandwich. Now, you might think this is where the story ends, but no. The Greek government has been politely asking for their marbles back for years, but the British Museum has been equally politely refusing. It's like a never-ending game of hot potato, only with priceless ancient artifacts instead of a spud. And just to add a dash of irony to this tale, these sculptures have seen more of the world than most people. They've been on a longer European tour than any rock band, and they didn't even have to play a single gig. So the moral of the story, if you're planning to take a souvenir from your next trip to Greece, maybe stick to a fridge magnet. So, why don't we have any buildings like the Acropolis today? Well, probably because we can't agree on what to watch on Netflix, let alone how to build a monument that will last thousands of years. The Acropolis, standing tall and majestic, is a testament to the grandeur of ancient Greece. It's like a senior citizen who's seen it all, done it all, and still manages to look better than us youngsters. Now you might notice that it's been under restoration for quite some time. Longer than the time it took to build your dream home, or even the time you've spent waiting for the next season of your favorite show. It's like the never-ending project. But hey, perfection takes time, right? In conclusion, the Acropolis may be old, but it's still got more style and substance than most of the buildings we see today. Plus, it's the one place where taking something for granted isn't just a pun, it's a historical fact.